Brought to you by DK Audio.
DK Audio presents About Time by Alom Shaha and Rebecca Struthers, read by Roxanna McKee. Introduction. We are all running out of time, not because there isn't enough of it to go around, but because each of us only has a limited supply of it. If we're lucky, maybe we have 70, 80, or more than 90 years of time. Perhaps in the future, we can each hope for even more. Sometimes we find ourselves wanting to kill time, but on other occasions we do anything to save it. We can keep time, cherish it, and waste it. Time can fly, it can flow, or it can drag. But one thing is for certain, time is always unstoppably moving forward. Although we each have a sense of time passing, it can be very subjective. Time really does seem to pass more quickly when you're having fun than when you're bored. So it's useful to have ways of measuring and talking about time which we can all agree upon. This book looks at the many ways people have used to divide, measure, and record the passage of time. You'll see how time-related inventions from clocks and calendars to time zones have been central to the development of human civilization. It's not just humans for whom time is important. It plays a vital role in the lives of other living things too. We'll look at some of the remarkable ways in which plants and animals respond to time passing. But is time more than just something humans measure and living things feel? Could it be as fundamental to the universe as space, or even perhaps part of the same thing? And if so, could we one day travel through time in the same way as we travel through space? What is time? Time is so central to our lives that it is the most used noun in the English language. But what exactly is time? This question does not have a straightforward answer, and as we will discover, it is one that scientists are still working on. One thing after another. One way of thinking about time is as the thing that separates one event from another in a continuous sequence of events. It is impossible to imagine what it would be like if time did not exist, because the act of imagining requires some time to pass. If time stopped, so would you and your thoughts. Time is something that we take for granted, a useful idea that helps us make sense of the way the world seems to be. It provides a way for us to measure and record changes. This brings us to the question, what is time? For the purpose of this book, at this point, time is what clocks measure. As Marcus Aurelius, Roman emperor and philosopher, wrote, "Time is a river of passing events, and strong is its current. No sooner is a thing brought to sight that it is swept by and another will take its place, and this too will be swept away." The first clock. The first clock humans had was Earth. Timekeeping began when people noticed recurring cycles such as day and night and the seasons, which could be divided into smaller chunks to help organize our lives. From knowing when to plant seeds for crops to making sure everyone arrives together to start school, knowing the time changed the ways human lives and societies worked. The usefulness of time. Today, being able to measure time and knowing what time it is allows us to do countless things that would otherwise be impossible. From knowing how long to bake a cake in the oven, to organizing an international football tournament that's broadcast simultaneously in countries all around the world. Many animals migrate when the seasons change, living in different places at different times of the year. Diurnal animals are active during the day, nocturnal animals are active at night. As we get older, our perception of time changes. The years seem to pass more quickly for adults than for children. Time and space. Wherever we are on Earth, it seems that we are all at exactly the same time now, moving forward along a one-way temporal road. We cannot choose where we go in time. The past is gone. The future doesn't exist yet. Only the present is real. Actual time. Although time feels like it speeds up or slows down depending on what we're doing, it seems that actual time must pass at the same constant rate. A second must always be a second. Surely, if all the timekeeping devices in the world were set to the same time and worked perfectly, they would always show the same time, regardless of their location, on Earth or in the universe. Absolute time. Isaac Newton described this idea as absolute time, which exists regardless of whether anyone measures it, and flows at a constant rate for everyone and everything in the universe. Time and space are separate entities in which everything else exists and occurs. Today's scientists, however, do not believe this. The perception that time flows forward could be an illusion created by the way our brains process information. In physics, the concept of things happening at the same time is meaningful only within a limited region of space, slightly larger than Earth. Theories on time today. Instead of us existing in 3 dimensions of space where events happen as time passes, time and space are linked as part of the same thing. The universe is better understood as a 4-dimensional entity known as space-time. Time is relative. Time does not move at the same speed everywhere in the universe. It moves slower for objects traveling at high speeds compared to those that are not moving. If you traveled away from Earth very quickly and then came back, you would find that more time had passed on Earth than for you. Effectively, you would have traveled into Earth's future. Gravity affects time. Time moves slower near massive objects compared to less massive ones. For example, time runs slightly slower on Jupiter than on Earth. It virtually grinds to a halt at the surface of a black hole. Time passes more quickly on satellites orbiting Earth, so this needs to be taken into account when calculating their positions in space. The effects of altitude. Conversely, time runs more quickly in orbit where Earth's gravitational force is weaker than at the surface. This has been verified by placing precise clocks at different altitudes and noting that they run faster at higher altitudes. The explanation for most of these seemingly strange facts lies in 2 theories developed by another great scientist, Albert Einstein. Albert Einstein's theory of special relativity. Einstein showed that nothing can travel faster than the speed of light in a vacuum. This speed is the same for everyone regardless of their motion relative to a beam of light. According to this theory, if you travel fast, time passes more slowly for you than if you are still. This is known as time dilation. The theory of general relativity. Einstein's theory of general relativity showed that gravity also affects time. Massive objects such as planets and stars warp the space and time around them, causing time to slow down the closer you are to a massive object. Wild on time. Almost every living thing has an awareness of time passing. Some use the sun's rays, others the gravitational pull of the moon, while for many, we simply don't yet know how they do it. Plant a clock. It's easy to observe how some plants change over the day. There are common flowers such as dandelions that open their flowers by around 8 a.m. and start to close them by around 1 p.m. to make the most of flying pollinators such as bees. Floral clock. In 1748, a Swedish biologist called Carl Linnaeus suggested making a clock that used flowers to tell the time. His floral clock used the fact that certain plants have flowers that open and close at set times of the day. Such a clock is lovely to look at, but not very accurate. Unfortunately, Linnaeus's clock has problems, as plants change their behavior depending on environmental factors such as temperature. Sensing time. Plants stay in tune with the changing weather and climate around them by sensing the levels of sugars in their cells. The sugars are made by the process of photosynthesis, which uses sunlight.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?